2, 1. Okay, guys, so welcome to the first segment of the Indecisive podcast. We got
Jared.
What's up, Jose?
John.
Erik. Erwin.
Okay, so on today's first segment, we decided to talk about music. What are your favorite artists to listen to at the moment?
I freaking love Travis Scott right now. There's something about the autotune that's like, it just kind of like surprises me because like if you look back 5 years ago, nobody was using autotune. Nobody was using, people would be like, autotune? Man, this man's trash. It's all about real voice. But now, like with the inclusion of synths, beats, like it actually sounds pretty good. A lot of rappers use it. Travis, like I said, Tolliver, Little Uzi sometimes, Playboi Carti a lot, and those are all my favorite rappers. And I feel like music's heading in a pretty good direction as it is right now.
Did you guys see the video where like Travis is performing and like there's like only like 10 people there and he's like just rapping? It's on the movie. I don't know if you guys seen the movie. Mama Black. Yeah, he comes out there. He's just like has like 10, but he's going all out.
Oh,
He
yeah,
always goes all out. That's the thing.
I know what you're talking about. It's like a little clip of him performing his first one of the But what are your thoughts on T-Pain then? Like him being one of the originators of it.
Yeah, I feel
you think he took the backlash for most rappers of using too much autotune because he was heavily criticized for that.
Yeah,
like using too much.
He is the father of. Actually, no, not the father. I feel like Daft Punk would be the father of autotune. But yeah, he definitely brought it into mainstream music. Even though he did get the backlash, he was like.
Yeah,
I don't want to go extreme, but I want to be like, he was the Kanye of that time.
Yeah. Because Daft Punk is a little bit more techno, so that means what is techno? That's why it makes more sense using autotune. But T-Pain being a rapper, R&B singer, him using like heavily autotune stuff was crazy.
No, yeah, definitely what you're saying. Because I remember back in the day, everyone would be like, "Oh, T-Pain's using autotune.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have a voice. Like he's not even that good." But now. Almost everyone's using autotune and like not really as much as just your real voice. Obviously for the singers and stuff, that's different. They use their real voice. But when it comes to like rappers and stuff, like he's saying Travis Scott, just any other rapper that's coming up, they use autotune for that. And so, like you're saying, yeah, he did take all the backlash because he was just trying to be different from everyone else. Mm-hmm. And at the time, it wasn't what everyone wanted, but now it's like everyone's literally on that wave, so it's perfect. And then music-wise, I don't know. Lately, I've been into a couple of stuff. I've been into Spanish music. So my favorite group right now, Grupo Firme. And then for singing-wise or like just English, whatever, I would say Giveon. Giveon, he's been on my top list since he dropped the song with Chicago Freestyle with Drake. And from there, I heard Heartbreak Anniversary, The Beach, and all that. And so I've been really in tune with all his new music and stuff. And then his new song with Drake and C.O.B. I really enjoy how he added his part at the end. It really made the song elevate a little more than just rap. It elevated into what can I say, pop, I guess. So yeah, I've been into the Giveon.
I don't really hear much of him. Like I know he's mainly like an R&B guy, right?
Yeah.
But I know he was like a top prospect right now. People are like really looking into him. But me personally, I haven't listened to him like enough. Besides what I heard in Certified Lover Boy.
And what would be a song that you would recommend? Like for me also, like I have not like listened to any of his songs. Like
I told Jared this the Beach.
Chicago Freestyle.
Well, first
Chicago Freestyle.
He's the one that starts it off. But like if you want to listen to just him, it's The Beach is good. It talks about how he grew up in Long Beach, and then
he's from like Long Beach.
Yeah, he's from Long Beach, and so boom, The Beach, and then you can go into Heartbreak Anniversary. That one's really good, and then another one would be Favorite Mistake.
Does he have like a lot of features, or is he just like?
He doesn't have a lot of features. Nah, his main features are just with Drake. That's it. Like just Drake.
Is he co-signed by OVO?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, but he takes a lot of inspiration from Frank Ocean and Bryson Tiller for sure.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Because
it adds on
because like I told him he's basically like a Bryson Tiller and a Frank Ocean mix, but his voice is just unique.
Yeah. Eric?
Oh, my favorite artist, it just kind of depends on like what I'm doing. Like in my I've been working a bunch in my free time. Basically, all I do is like the gym. So it just depends on the kind of workout I want to have. Like sometimes like I'll have my simping workouts. So I'll listen to like S1 Armado, I don't know, Junior H, Forte, like some sad like Mexican music or like Spanish music, sorry. And then like if not, I'll listen to like Lil Baby, J. Cole, just like whatever gets me hyped. Cause I mean that's basically all I'm doing right now in my free time, going to the gym.
Okay.
For me, my top 3 English artists would be like Travis Scott, Drake, and The Weeknd. They're like I don't want to say similar, but they all have like their own like type. Like The Weeknd is like more like lovely. I want to say like I like the like lovely The Weeknd, like old The Weeknd with like Beauty Behind the Madness. And Travis like he's a rager. He just goes all out. But lately I've been listening to like Spanish music, like it's like Bon Armado. I used to hate it, like I used to not like it. I used to make fun of the like people that like the tacuaches that would listen to it. But ever since like I was like with my ex, she's the one that got me into it. Shout out to you. And these guys too, like these guys put me on it too, like a lot. They're like, oh, like listen to this song. So I started listening to it, and so now like I really fuck with like Slalom, Grupo Firme, Porte Diferente. They're all like really good. Like I don't know why I would make fun of them before. Like they're pretty fire.
I think it's just cause like how they get associated with like the tacuache culture and like I feel like now it's more accepted.
Yeah.
The euphorias, like the end of a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know what would be one lyric to you guys from any song, any artist, whatever, that like stood out to you. For me, it would be J. Cole, Love Yours, where he's just like, there's always gonna be someone that has better shoes than you. There's always gonna be someone that has better clothes than you, a better car than you. But you just gotta love what you have, and then just rock with that.
Honestly, yeah. And right now, I've been using it a lot, and it's not even part of a song. It's just what's part of the song because it's the intro, but it's not a lyric. Okay. It's like an interview with. I think it's an interview. I'm assuming it's an interview. I haven't found it though. But it was like with Lil Wayne, and they're basically. I think they were asking him about Cody, why he drinks so much water. And he said, like he basically said something about like, don't worry about my cup, worry about what's in your cup. Whatever in my cup got me more famous, more popular, made me a better rapper. So I'ma still drink out of my cup. So that's him basically saying like, he's obviously talking about Cody, but at the same time he's talking about what makes him stand out is what makes him stand out. So why is he gonna do something to impress other people when what he's doing himself is working for him? So why would he have to change his flow? Why would he have to change? People are asking him to stop doing his thing. That's his thing. He's known for it. Why would he stop if it's working?
And who do you say it was?
It was a Little Wayne Cole.
It's a Wayne Cole from Waukesha from Moneybag. It's the intro to it, and then he's just him talking about like, whatever. Don't worry about what's in my cup. Just worry about what's in yours, which is good because I mean nowadays everyone's just trying to impress people and trying to just do whatever people like, but
I feel like everyone's trying to find something to hate. Like right now we're in a culture that it's so accepted to hate. Like people are trying to bring down other people instead of
helping each other.
Yeah.
I think but it's like how I was talking about. It's like he's basically just saying don't do what other people like. Do your own things. And in this culture, it's like everyone's just trying to find whatever. Oh, okay, he likes this. Let me impress him. Like nah, do what makes you. Yeah, what you like, what makes you happy, and then maybe what makes you happy will impress these people or that people. But if it works out, it'll eventually impress most people. So obviously you're not gonna always hit like everyone, you know. There's gonna be haters. There's gonna be people that don't mess with the stuff that you do. So it's like do what you like, and then it'll hit the right people.
Exactly.
Mine would be like that Drake. I don't know if you guys heard it. I forgot what the name of the song was, but it goes work till your idols become your rivals, And that has stayed to me like ever. Like,
Wasn't that J. Cole? Was that J. Cole?
that was Drake. It was.
Drake?
I think I know what you're talking about.
I forgot the name of the
Yeah,
song.
yeah. And I know, I thought it was J. Cole song.
But yeah, it was one of the lyrics from him that like really stuck with me. I was like, damn, he made that happen. Like he had like work. So like his.
Was that in the Nas song?
I forgot what it was, but I think it's in Take Care, in the album Take Care. But I'm not sure what song exactly. But
I think I've heard.
that one like he really did that though. He's out here now beefing with like one of his idols, Ye, because he really looked up to him.
Wait, who?
I was watching a video about that on how it was I think it was Kanye like in an interview, and then basically saying they always become more successful. Cause I think Ye wrote a couple of Drake songs, or he was like
Yeah, when he was really
Yeah.
starting to rap, he did.
Yeah, he wrote
Yeah,
some
back
songs.
then. Yeah.
I think
yeah,
he's
Drake doesn't write his own songs. You know, right?
okay,
Yes,
yeah,
we
but
know.
it doesn't matter at the end of the day. He's performing. And you could write a song, but if you can't perform it, it doesn't matter. My personal opinion. But yeah, I think he wrote a couple of his songs, and he had something against it, like not against it, but saying like that he's becoming too famous, something like that.
Yeah, when he was really
Yeah.
like,
It was.
starting,
I was reading. I forgot where I got that from, but
I
I
think
watched
I know
the
what you're
video.
talking about.
It was like an interview.
You got anything?
Nah, I'm trying to look for lyrics, but I keep forgetting.
You know which one's good, Jared?
Which one?
Like I can't quote it exactly because I don't listen to him heavy, but the Tyler Creator quote, God must have known. You know which one, right?
Oh yeah.
He say something.
Hold up. Take this call. Ugh. Yes, we went.
It's something along the lines like God must have known he peaked when he made you, and like obviously it doesn't have to go with like what you're saying, but I don't know, like I thought that was a cool quote. I'm not big on like lyrical.
No, I get you. Alright. Cool. That was a good first topic. Let's go into another topic. Girls. Alright.
That was a big single one.
That's a big one, and there's definitely a lot to say on that, especially coming from a guy's perspective. We have a lot, just like how girls have their perspective on us, we have a lot different perspectives on girls. And so with that one, boom, friends. Like, should girls have guy best friends? For me, I personally believe they shouldn't. If they were there before me, cool, but let's know the boundaries between like friends and then being a little too much, you know, because there's definitely a line there where that can be crossed, and then like they may not see it, but if it was the other way around, they'd be like, oh, like she's too close to you, etc., etc. So it's like you gotta see the line.
I feel like there shouldn't be a problem with like pretty much you said, but there shouldn't be a problem with friends from a distance. But I feel like once it comes with being friends and them hanging out every day, like them wanting to hang out, stuff like that. Like one thing is going out for lunch with, like eating lunch with a coworker, you're not at work, whatever, you know, you're not gonna say anything about that, they're coworkers. But another thing is going out to watch a movie.
Yeah.
But starting premiere night, they're watching a movie at night, you know.
would you guys be like cool with meeting the guy like
See, I don't
at
have
that
anything
point,
to
like,
say.
and letting him like know
No,
like, oh,
not
what do you
that.
feel?
Just because I feel like at that point, as a guy, and it's not even about being insecure, it has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with them about being insecure. It just has more to do about respect of yourself. And as a guy, when another guy looks at you in that way, he's more like it's like a mockery.
Wait, like telling like going to the guy instead of the girl, like in regards
Or
to like, what they're doing, or
for example, the guy best friend like trying to talk to you, or like you're trying to confront the guy best friend. Like,
Okay,
it's
so
just
not like confronting. Like, let's say you're like at a party.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
set your
like,
boundaries or what?
Not like necessarily, but like you're like, oh, cool, but like nice to meet you, like.
Oh,
your
like just
boyfriend,
meeting.
Yeah.
Meeting and but like in a way like setting
Yeah.
a boundary, you know, but like not being straight, like direct at it.
I don't see that. I feel like if you have to tell another guy like what's right and what's not right for them to do to your girlfriend, I feel like at that point you're not respected, because any other guy would, at least normal guy should know that, okay, you know what, she has a boyfriend, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Like, just out of respect for the boyfriend, you know? A high and bad.
But does that go like for the girl too, or just like guy at that point?
Well, see, each relationship is different. Like some relationships are very open about stuff like that. They're allowed to do whatever they want. But as a girl, she's supposed to respect the relationship as well. But just as much as the guy friend or whatever he is, he's supposed to respect the fact that she has a boyfriend. You know, like I feel like if you have to tell someone else how to act, then they shouldn't be.
Okay, a scenario like, which is like something like I've never been in this situation, thankfully. But let's say your girl puts herself in a situation where like a guy makes a move on her, like he goes in for a shot, like kisses her and whatever, like.
I'm pretty sure like we all know when like another guy is like trying to get at a girl, right? Like
See,
is that
it's the same thing vice versa for girls too. I feel like girls know when another girl is trying to get at their guy, you know, just as a guy, they know another girl. You as a boyfriend, she as your girlfriend, if they tell you, like, oh, you know what, like, this guy's trying to get at you, or you know what, this girl's trying to get at you, and you don't respect it, and tell them, okay, you know, maybe she's right, and just, oh no, they're just friends, you're fucking up as a partner, just because you're not respecting what they're saying as well, because at this point, I feel like 2021, no girl's gonna tell you, oh, don't, unless they're extremely toxic, which is another topic we're gonna cover, but they're not gonna tell you, oh, don't talk to this girl, or oh no, don't talk to this guy.
alright? Scenario. Let's say you have a girlfriend and then
Hola.
What's this?
Just.
¿Cómo están?
Hola.
¿Están tomando calor?
¿Mande?
¿Están tomando cerveza? No,
No.
pura agua.
Here's the thing. It was about
Oh yeah, like I was saying. Scenario. Let's say you have a girlfriend and then they have a best friend, right? So like low key, the guy has like feelings for her, like.
see, no.
At that point, what can you do? What can't you
See,
do?
the thing is, why is it even going that far? You get me? Like,
But your girl doesn't know, like.
she has to.
Oh yeah, let's say she's like
Unless she's
ignorant
extremely
against
clueless.
it. She's like, no, like
Like we're just like close friends, like, you know?
Yeah.
like
but-
do you force, I wouldn't say force, but how do you like present that to your girl? Are you like
see, okay.
it's me or him, or like you just
Okay,
have
see,
that,
what do you
I don't know. Me, I've never been.
just to put you guys in. Like let's say like your girl's best friend has feelings for her and you know it, but she's like
She doesn't want to see it, like she's like, nah, he's just like,
I hear what you're saying.
See,
Yeah.
like how do you present it, or how do you go about it?
Just be straight up about it.
I feel like, yeah, you just got at that point. You just gotta be, because if she just doesn't see it, you gotta give her that eye. As in, like one time I saw in a video where they were showing the girl that basically guy friends are, they really only want to be there to fuck. Like as soon as they see that little crack in the door, they're gonna take it. And so she didn't believe it. So the guy literally told her, all right, bet right now, call him, tell him that you're alone, that you just like that you need someone, and to come over. She didn't believe it. She's like, no, why? She's not gonna come over or anything. Girl calls him like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, well, nothing. He's like, hey, like I'm feeling lonely. I kind of want you. Like, you want to come over? Boom, guy says yes right away, and he was already going.
alright, let's say we're in that position, right? Let's say we're like the guy's best friend, but we don't want anything. Like, do we go or do we not go? Like, but we're just friends. Like,
I don't know. After seeing like a lot of that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I for sure can't have a girl best friend. Cause I know, like personally, I don't want a girl best friend because
you don't want to be put in that position where it's like, oh, and I don't know, I feel like there's boundaries. At the end of the day, it's not a yes or no answer. They're just boundaries to respect, you know? Like if they're single, you know, that's something else. But if you met them with a boyfriend, you know they have a boyfriend, whether they be going through problems or not, by you going over, that's you putting yourself in a position where you're just putting yourself in a position where you're gonna be like exposed to something, and now the second let's say the boyfriend has a problem with the girlfriend. By you being there for her, quote unquote, now you're in the relationship. So whatever actions you do, now you're gonna be reflected upon. You know?
I
Because-
personally just don't have girl best friends because I know my
Yeah.
intentions. I know as
No,
in
but
like,
he was thinking it from a guy's perspective.
No, it's not,
Like
but
your
he's saying-
girlfriend
he's
has a
saying-
guy best friend.
no, but he's saying now put yourself in those shoes.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
now,
yeah.
what if you're the guy's best friend?
Oh.
And so me, I know I couldn't be
Yeah.
my best friend because I know my
Boundaries.
intentions. Like not as in like the boundaries. Like I get it. Like for you guys,
Yeah.
like the girls, I respect that. But as in like, if I'm just talking to a girl and she's like, oh, now I have like a boyfriend or something. Like, you know, like I didn't want to just be a friend. I wanted to, you know, get
Yeah.
with you and etc. So that's why, as in like, I can't be a best friend. It's like either I'm like gonna mess
There
with you or
Nah.
nothing, because like I know my intentions, and I'm not gonna put myself in there, and then now I gotta mess up something
Yeah.
in a relationship. It's not worth it. Cool. All right. So,
What are your thoughts on a first date idea?
ooh, okay. This is a good first day. Good for you.
For me, I mean, I haven't been on a date in a while, but
It's
Like,
like,
I
what's
feel
up
great,
with
like,
that?
I
What's
feel
up
great.
with
for
you?
years, you know, I mean, it's hard out here.
It's hard in these streets, you know.
For me, probably, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I mean, you could do like those little table picnics.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones where you like have like little ham and shit. Like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
You know, like the
Yeah.
board, right? That shit. You go to like, let's say like Signal Hill. I love Signal Hill. You see the whole city, the whole city of Long Beach. You know, especially during the sunset hours. That's just.
Do you guys,
it's not like a.
Oh,
Or
sorry.
even at nighttime.
The nighttime is pretty sick too. Yeah.
How do you guys know a good, like, a first date went good?
Hold on. Let's stay on the topic
Yeah.
of
Oh,
good first date ideas,
Yeah, we can
and then we'll transition from there. So for me, I don't know. Lately, it's just been like somewhere where we can talk and kind of get to know each other. Obviously, that's what you want, but some people would choose a movie. That's not a good,
Yeah,
good
that's
idea.
a
'Cause it's like
horrible thing.
that's the worst idea you can choose, because it's like you're not gonna talk to her. You're not gonna see how she is like with other people, how she is with a waiter or something. She's thick or etc. So for me, it's been mini golfing. It's like you're more competitive. You get to see how she is. You get to talk also while you're waiting if there's people in front of you. I don't know. That's just been a good first date idea for me. Or if not, I'll just hit what's it called? HB, the pier. I'll just go on there, just get to talk, get to see the water. It's a good first date, especially at night. Nice view. You get to chill by the little seats right there and just get to see the beach.
By the way, what about like food wise? Like, do you take her to like a really good restaurant or really
I
not?
feel that I was watching a video that talked about that. I saw it. Like it's always good to plan out 3 different scenarios to have in your mind,
Yeah.
and depending for you to go semi-casual to formal,
Okay.
and depending on what she wears, that's what you should do for the day. And I didn't think of like when I thought about it from that perspective, I'm like, wow, that's crazy to think about. So to have if she's more casual, then you could do something more fun. If it's something more formal,
Well, at that point, do you tell her like, oh, like?
well, you don't tell her where you're going. You just have the options ready.
Well, I feel like at that point they're gonna be asking like, oh, like, what are we gonna,
Yeah.
what are we gonna
Yeah,
do?
I personally, I've never been asked that. Like, what are we doing? I just don't know. Oh, okay, let's go on a date.
Yeah.
And then they don't. I've never been asked like, oh, what exactly like are we doing? And there's been that situation.
I mean, I have asked that because like, oh, like, what should I wear? Like, in that
Yeah.
type. That's what I was like.
No,
oh,
yeah.
That's why I feel like it's good that you just set like where you're going.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, yo, you down to go mini golfing Friday? She says, yeah, cool. But she's like, not really. I'm like, all right, you want to go get dinner? Yeah, whatever. Okay, you want to go just to the beach? All right, yeah. And
That's
if
where-
she says like, yeah or something, sometimes I'm like, fuck, you just wear sweats or whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cold at the beach. Like, you don't have to dress all crazy.
That's what my first date was. My first date was like official first date with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was at the beach. Like, we,
I feel like it's a good spot. Like, nice
It's
way.
like a nice it was like a nice like really just communicating, like talking. We went walked on the pier, came back, got some ice cream, drove by the sand, took a walk at night, and then we just brought her home. Nothing crazy, nothing special, And it
I
was
feel like
a
now,
nice,
like since like everything's like opening up back up again, like
Yeah,
there's
that
more
was
bars. But back
crazy.
then, before, like you didn't really have that much like
options.
options. So like I feel like the beach was like really a good one.
I mean, like ideally, a good one would be like bowling, roller skating, something where like you're active with them. Like again, something like the movies would be like a terrible one, just because like you said, you don't get to know them, and that's what the first date is all about. Like you don't see what they're about and stuff. But lately, what I've been doing is like it's like something easy, like oh let's go get coffee or something, or like that's how it was with like the girl I'm talking to. It was like we had it was kind of different because we had an inside joke about Starbucks. So I was like, oh, let's go get that Starbucks that we've been talking about. So like we went, we got it, and then we went to the pier. Like I feel like for first dates, like it's just something simple like that. Like
It's not like outing.
feel it out, yeah.
I feel like the harder you try on a date, the more awkward it gets.
Yeah, definitely.
Cause I feel like you're never like even on an expensive I'm pretty sure we're doing expensive dates here.
Yeah.
Like on an expensive date, you're not you because that's out of your comfort zone. You don't do that on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
So you don't you act differently, you know. Meanwhile, if it's something more casual, even if it's something more casual, you're gonna do something. It's something you're used to. You know, if you're in California, obviously we're used to the beach. We're used to if you like to go mini golfing, if you've been, you already know the scene and all. But for example, me, I've been there once, so I'm literally gonna show up and not know how to do. You know, take something you're going fishing for the first time. You're gonna go. You go with your friends. You're expecting your friends to lead the way. You're not gonna just go in and like not pull off of me and leave my weight attached.
Alright, okay, like a little side story. So we went to the pier to go fish, and you know, like the reel, how like it's supposed to be like tight, organized, like his string was like all over the place. He had it stuck on his reel.
It was my first time.
And then he missed like a few loops through like the fishing pole where you put the line through. So we had to like take it off, and we had to unreel a bunch of like line. And I was like wrapping it up until like we got all the knots out, and then we finally reeled it back up. We put it in until like I realized. Oh, and then we like tied the knots and everything, and then we realized we missed the top hole. So I had to cut it, put it through again, and then like retie everything.
So we got there like at 6. We didn't end up fishing till like 8:30.
Not 8:30. Yeah, I want to say like 7:30.
I thought it was 8:30.
But yeah.
Damn.
It was my first time. That was weird experience. That's the topic though. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. Anything else or something?
For me, like I feel like mini golfing, bowling, Signal Hill is like really good because then you could like communicate, watch the city, and also I feel like downtown Disney with the fireworks. I feel like just sitting down on the side.
Hey, take notes, boys. This guy's good.
See, me personally, I didn't get my car till last year. You know, I just started driving. So it was like originally when I had it was like my current girlfriend, she's the one that I've actually done stuff with. So like downtown Disney, I never really went there just because it's pretty expensive. It's just stuff like that.
What's wrong for the camera?
Hey, what about like something that I'll struggle with a lot is like, alright, like you know how girls hit you with the, oh like, I don't know what I want to eat, or like you choose, like anything's fine. Like, do you ever, like when you're picking somewhere, are you assertive and you're like, alright, we're gonna go eat this? Or do you kind of like cater to what they want? Like, okay, are you feeling this, that? And then like once she narrows it down, like are you like, alright, fine, like what about this, like present options? Like how do you take care of that scenario?
You know, go first.
For me, I kind of just say what I'm feeling, and if she's feeling the same thing, cool. If not, then we'll just try to figure out from there. But usually I'll be like, oh, tacos, because I feel like tacos, everyone fucks with tacos, so I feel like that's a pretty good, like, first step into what we should get to eat. So it's like, I don't know what you feeling, tacos. I'll name off some popular places too, so like tacos, Cane's, In-N-Out. And they're like, ooh, In-N-Out sounds good, cool, let's go. Simple. But sometimes I feel like they're just like, I'm not feeling that, and I'm like, bruh. So I just be like, alright, let's go get tacos. Sometimes I just gotta be assertive.
Yeah, I mean, as part of the big community, speak this, Depending, like the hardest part is like the first like couple days, you know.
Yeah.
Like for example, me and my girlfriend, that was the hard part. But I feel like when it's just being a listener at that point. Like for example, that's what I usually do. I just listen to what she likes, what she doesn't like, because the girl's gonna tell you what she likes and what she doesn't like.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like.
I mean, like, cause she'll mention it, she'll be like, oh, like it just trends. You see, like, oh,
I get what you're saying.
like let's say she likes spicy food, you know. Like let's say, oh, she likes burgers. Like she's always eating a burger. She always says like whenever she's hungry, she always tells you I'm craving a burger. Like just stuff like that. She'll typically mention it, you know. So at that point, you can just be like, oh, like you want to get a burger, that's it, you know. So with my girlfriend recently, she's been craving. I used to work at this place called Indecisive Show. It's like Vietnamese style food. We had this food called it's like a plate called the crawfish pasta. She was mentioning it like last month, 2 months ago, that she's been wanting a crawfish pasta. But we never had a chance to go. And then more recently we had that conversation like, oh, like, what do you want to eat? I don't know what I want to eat. What do you want to eat? And she's like, oh, anything's fine. I'm like, oh, let's go get that crawfish pasta. And she's like, oh yeah, let's go. Like, I've been craving that. No, yeah.
You know, like how you guys say, like sometimes like hard, like deciding where to go. Also, like what, like you know how like topics wise, like when you talk
Like,
about first
talk
dates.
about-
Because
like,
I
very-
know, wait, sorry. Because I know, like, if you already know them, it
Yeah.
should be pretty easy. But like, this is like first day, first time you guys are hanging out, not just talk on like texting, not that much. Like,
Sure.
what would be some
Just
like
like,
good topics?
I don't know, feel like general questions. Like,
Yeah,
what
like-
videos do, no, not that, not like basic general. It's just like what do you like to do for fun? What do you listen to? What do you think about this? Or that? You know?
I'm a talker, so.
Oh, you're a talker, huh?
I'm a talker.
I don't know. I just sometimes you gotta just make dumb jokes.
Yeah.
Like find anything. Like, oh, look at those freaking fish or something, and just to spark something. Cause I feel like you gotta also know what she's into. Also, like you can't just be like talking about YouTube and she's like, oh, I don't really watch YouTube. It's like that's just gonna be you talking. If you're like, oh, she's into softball.
Yeah.
Oh, so softball, this, that, this player, that player, she's gonna be way into it. So you kind of gotta feel her out first,
Yeah,
and then.
exactly.
But if you know her, that's so much easier.
Yeah.
That's easy. It's like you go out on a date. It's like, oh my God, remember at work, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like you already have those inside jokes, you know.
Yeah.
That's already built.
I took my go to same thing. I'm gonna use this as example with my girlfriend. Yeah, I'll start with, oh, did you work today or what did you work at? And just simple conversations like that, depending on what they work at. I'll talk about what they work, you know.
Yeah.
Example, my girlfriend works at Cafeteria. I didn't know what that was, so I asked her, oh, what's Cafeteria, you know? And she's like, oh, well, it's like a line food, she like Chipotle. So I'm like, well, I great Chipotle. She hasn't. So then I started talking about Chipotle. I'm like, oh, well, you know, that's my go-to. I got to the gym, I'll eat Chipotle. And I started like having conversations like that. And then I asked her, oh, what's your favorite food? Just started having conversations. And my girlfriend's really, well, she was obviously, but she's really shy. She was really shy and awkward. Like she would giggle, and that's all I got.
Oh, okay.
So it was like hard to get the conversation out, but I think I had, like you said, I had to feel her out. And once I started noticing like things like, oh, at first I thought she wasn't into me,
Yeah.
but then I realized like, oh no, it's not that she's not into me. She was kind of shy at first.
Yeah.
So it's just feeling out process. But once you get that out of the way, I feel like it's just.
Do you guys think like when a girl is shy, like it's like makes you want to back down?
No.
I wouldn't want to make you guys like back
I mean,
I feel like to an extent. Like once you realize like, okay, like at this point she is, cause there's a limit of how shy you could be.
yeah, like let's say like she's shy but she still shows interest,
Yeah.
then it's kind
Like,
of like,
what do you mean?
okay,
Like she'll say I don't know, but she'll be giggling like.
yeah, like she'll be shy, but like
She'll
it's not just you initiating like conversations, or she'll still like you could tell that she's making an effort to like
Trying to talk to me.
talk to you, but like she struggles whether, but like let's say she's shy in the sense that like she just says you like one word, or like she just kind of like yeah, like then that's kind of like when you get like turned off and you're like
Yeah,
it's out there.
exactly.
No, wrong.
So what are some goals that you guys have set up for yourself? I feel like that's pretty important in our lives. You guys were growing, not getting older, but I mean, you know,
Yeah,
we're
as we're growing,
starting
we're still growing.
still growing,
I
still
don't-
learning.
I don't know if you guys feel that way, but like honestly, I feel like the a shift came. I feel like those don't work growing up. Like the shift came when it comes to how fast you want to grow up. Like back then it was like 18, you go to college from 18 to 22, you know, those 4 years, and then from there you get your masters, and then from masters you try looking for a job. So in reality, your career doesn't start until you're like 30. You know, until you get like your first legit like career job. You know,
Which, I mean, the internet now changed the whole perspective
I feel
because
like now you're not forced, but now it's like you're able to do something by the time you're 22, 21. That you should be able to do something.
that too, but in the way that also we changed how everything is. It used to be, oh, you have to go to college to be successful. Now it's like you don't have to go to college. It's
As
like
long as you make it, you get sponsors, you get paid. Like you see freaking people like at 14 years old, 16 years old, they're already getting paid.
Exactly. So it's like the internet definitely changed the way that we see things. It's not, you don't have, it used to be like I'm saying,
Yeah,
like my parents are like that too. My parents were, oh, you have to go to college, you gotta get a good job. And it's like, no, like, it doesn't work that way sometimes. It's like, yeah, you get a job, but it's now you have to focus on the debt for school.
Yeah.
Or even if not that, then maybe you're going so deep into, I don't know, medical school, and then now you're like 2 years away from it, and you lost interest for it. It's like now with the internet and everything, it changed the way how things are. So now it's like, okay, you want to do, I don't know, you want to be a reseller. For me, it's like you want to be a reseller. There's a way you can make a living off of that. If you want to do YouTube, there's a way to do that. If you want to be a comedian, there's different ways. It's not just school and then you have to you get a job and that's how you're successful. Now there's like different branches of how you can be successful and how you can make it.
Yeah, I feel like now especially, it's like I feel like a bachelor's degree means nothing at this point, just because it's so common. Like especially now with all the scholarships coming out. But I still believe that I'm a big believer of you don't need to go to college for everything. There's specific things you need to go to college for, you know. Like all the obviously engineering,
like
doctors,
lawyers,
all those stuff that requires that. But a big thing that we're able to see right now is trade school. Like how much trades, like how much I didn't know. Like I honestly didn't know how much money you can make off trade school. Like you can see plumbers making over like 100K a year, and all type of like different jobs.
But going back to like the bachelor thing, I feel like it's because like college, like they've diversified their major so much. Like you have gender studies now.
Yeah.
You could like major in, I don't know, like anthropology, and like sure there may be like careers in that, but it's not as like demanding as like let's say you get electrical engineering or like I don't know, software development.
Those jobs are like different because they're always going to be in need.
Yeah.
Would you guys rather be like book smart or like street smart? Like,
Street, definitely street. Cause book is
It's
like
like it just fills you up with
It just
shit
looks
that
good on
you
paper.
know.
But you see what do you mean by book smart? Like
Do you mean more like
yeah, like
experience
textbook
versus
smart.
no, like
Okay.
you're like like text. You know how like there's some like stuff that like are hands on that you have to like know like.
See, I'm not a believer in that. I feel like I am a believer in that. The only way you're gonna learn something is hands on. I don't think you could only do so much. I could read a book on how to cook, but until I get in the kitchen and I practice.
That's what I meant.
so like real life experience over like a degree.
Yeah.
Cause like something that I've been getting into recently is like I don't know if like how far I'm gonna venture into it, but so as my interest right now it's like coding. Like obviously I want to see this through. Like there's other stuff that I want to see through, like some projects we're working on, but just something stable that I want to have. I'm not super crazy about the 9 to 5 idea, but at least like I acknowledge I might need it for like let's say my first 10 years like moving forward. Like coding, like let's say I go to a coding boot camp, do my year or like 3 months, whatever I decide to do, and I get certification for it, land a decent paying job. Fuck, where was I going?
Yourself in 10 years.
No, before that.
Manual
All
job.
about like experiences versus like book smart that you want to do.
be hands on.
You know, we'll cut this part out. I forgot where I was.
We'll leave it in.
We'll leave it in.
It's okay.
It's
We
our
got
first
brain
time.
farts.
It's our
We got
first
brain farts.
Okay. My thing at the moment, honestly, is I feel like I lost it for a bit. Just cause I met this guy at Chick-fil-A. We'll get into that another time. But I feel like entering Chick-fil-A, I lost the whole passion in cooking. Like just because I was in the front of the house, and honestly dealing with customers was something else. And it was something I was really used to. So I had to get used to it. But honestly, like I love cooking. Like it's something I feel like I've always been like pretty not even like decent at it. And I'm still learning day by day, and I'm lucky to have family that do cook, and they're teaching me day by day how to become better, what techniques to use, etc., etc. So my end goal is owning up a restaurant. You know, like we're here in SoCal, we're really used to Marisco places. So that's something I want to do between my goal is 5 years, 6 years at most. You know, like at least start the business. You know, and just create my own menu, own recipe, and see where that goes. And that's another reason why I want to use social media. Like with how much power and how much influence it has right now, I want to use it as a platform to help expand my business, which is what I'm trying to do. And just branch out from there. If not, what real estate is, what real estate's really high after market right now. So either or, I feel like it's a lot of learning I have to do, how to run a business at the end of the day, but I feel like anything's possible as long as you get your mind to it.
Something I've been really into is reselling shoes. I mean, not really into it just now, but like growing up, I always like having not nicest kicks, but something that I was always into is like having something that stood out. Always having different shoes than everyone, and that always got me into shoes and stuff. And so recently, I've been more into it, buying shoes, reselling it, and it's weird because it's a weird passion, but there's times where you don't even hit, there's times where you're like drought, but then there's times where you'll have like a good success. But I've been into reselling for a good, I want to say 5 months now. So far, everything's been working out well. And what I want to do with this is maybe open up a store within maybe 2 to 4 years. Open up my own store, have my own stuff. But right now I'm just working, obviously do like individually, getting my own shoes. I'm up early sometimes, like at 3 a.m. Working at late at night trying to see what shoe's gonna drop, what's this, what's that. And recently my cousins actually gave me an opportunity to put some shoes up in his barbershop to sell. And that's been doing alright. Like I've been selling like a shoe like every other day or so. And so that's a big blessing to start off with. And to see kind of like what people are into, because not everyone's into like the same shoe. Everyone's into maybe a Jordan, everyone's into like a Yeezy. Everyone's into something different. So it's like you gotta find different clients for different shoes and just work from there. But yeah, I've lately been into reselling shoes. My goal within 2 to 4 years, open up a store and see where that
For
goes.
example, going back to that, obviously there's a lot of different types of sneaker stores. Are you trying to do solely sneakers, clothes as well? And if you're doing solely sneakers, what type of sneakers? Like, are we talking about general releases? Because general releases obviously would be the most affordable, easier to sell. Or are you trying to go for more like exclusive pairs, like specific drops?
Well, lately
In the area we're in, obviously.
Yeah, lately I feel like it's just been, there's stores that just open up with everything and they're not as unique. What, like something that I've seen from one of the biggest shoe stores in Vegas is called Urban Necessities.
Okay, yeah.
He has an amazing store. It's 2 stories, and it's the bottom section is half of it is just a big ass shoe wall. The other half is like an ice cream / like drink place, and then the top place has arcade games on the right, and then a tattoo shop on the left. So it's like I know that if I want to stay in the game for a while, I can't just do shoes. Like obviously shoes and clothing, but I want to do something within like, I don't know, maybe have like an arcade on the side or just something different, something that stands out at the time than just having just shoes. So I feel like if you just do just shoes,
type of way.
in a way, kind of just have a little bit of everything to where I'm just not known for just all the sneaker store. I'm known for like, oh, we gotta go to, I don't know, Games shop just because he has, I don't know, ice cream shop over here. You can shop shoes over here. Just a little bit of everything just to expand and stuff.
Going back to like when you say you don't hit, like what makes you not want to give up when you don't hit, like when you're like feeling discouraged with that, like what do you?
Just, I don't know, it's weird because when I don't hit, it sucks obviously, but it's always like, okay, I didn't hit here, maybe I'll get it next time. And so every time I do hit, it always puts away the losses and makes me feel even more better about the wins or the hits that I get. Any vote for yourself?
Me, as of now, it's just trying to start the dope dealing company. I mean, I was kind of slacking on it because I don't know. I just started school again. Need to focus on that, but if that doesn't work out, just dedicate myself onto that. Make it a reality. I've always told myself if I don't have something by 21, I failed because. I don't know, I feel like young people have it much more easier than after you're 21. You know, like adults are gonna be like, why would I put my money and effort into someone that's already like in his mid-20s while I could put my money and effort into someone new, young, fresh. So definitely, since I already turned 20 like 2-3 days ago, it's building up pressure on me like to make it into like 1 year. But I know I got ideas for it. You know, maybe like I'm not really like contributing to like, let's say like talking wise, because I'm not really a talker. But I do tend to like listen, observe, you know, create my own ideas from that. Take in what I see, what I listen to, and make it my own. And hopefully eventually that leads into something, you know, like growing up, I was like surrounded by music, art, film, and that's something that I want to involve into my business. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just not like at first, obviously it's gonna be a clothing brand, but down the line, it like from my vision, my expectation should be something that branches out into multiple things. Like you said, like the shops, like, oh, I'm not known for only shoes. That's the same thing for me. I want to be known for only shirts, designs, stuff like that. I want to be known for like bringing people on board and having that support, creating new stuff, branching out into different areas, new areas. Maybe things that I don't want to do, but you know, that'll give me a bigger audience. Eventually, you know, who knows? Like, right now, obviously, it's a clothing thing, but I want to like start a division for like music and shit. Eventually, start my own like art. Not as in like art, like as a thing, but like as in art, like as in media, films, pictures, photography. You know, that type of art. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I have in mind for the next year. And like I said, if I make it in 1 year, then I mean, I'd consider it a failure, not only for myself, but well, mostly for myself. Yeah, but that's what I have going on for a year. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Jovial Baby,
Jovial, the
2022.
J.
Don't really with
With the J.
See, like, I felt like what the one goal was for me, Elon Musk. Just set yourself, have a goal for yourself and multiply that by 10.
Oh no, wasn't it like Grant Cardone, part of the 10-time rule?
So whatever your goal is, multiply that by 10.
Oh yeah, cause like let's say
It's
like you
impossible
want to
to
make
do.
100,000 by the end of this year, make your goal 1 million. Cause you're like, let's say you fail 1 million, you're gonna be a lot farther than if you would have set your goal to like 100,000. Cause like since you have your standards that much more high,
You're
like,
gonna work that much more.
and not only that, like let's say your goal is to make 100,000, and you make a game plan like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the amount of hours I need to put in to reach that goal. Let's say you multiply it by 10, so now your goal is 1 million. So like now you're like, okay, I gotta put 10 times as many hours, 10 times as much effort So obviously you're gonna be farther than if your goal was like 100,000.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like the only way you're gonna learn is through failure. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know? And I am a believer the faster it comes, the faster it falls. So it's like, obviously, when it comes to, especially something like a brand, this isn't something that's gonna happen overnight, you know? It's years in the making. Like, it's not, 21, I get it. Like, I understand, like, that's a big, that's your time limit, that's your time frame you want to do. But at the same time, you gotta look at like, okay, so make it your goal to finish and make the business up and running and profitable by a year, just so you could be that much further instead of being like, oh no, by 21 I want a happy brand, you know, make it profitable. Like, so you're going to make it profitable, you know, just to go beyond ready.
And even if it's not profitable, at that point you're like, okay, like I tried
have
this,
something.
like analyze like what didn't work with it, like what can I improve on, because then that way, let's say your next cornerstone, or not cornerstone, but like milestone, there we go, is 22. Like, okay, let's say like this year wasn't profitable, like I know I'm gonna change this and that, so that by 22 it's gonna be profitable. So then like you just keep like basically like learning from your failures, just keep building off of that.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's I don't expect it, and I don't want it to be profitable in the first year, but I just want it to be known around.
To be established.
You just want
Not
to establish?
established. Well, they obviously established, but like known within the city at first. Because at the end of the day, like for me, I don't really mind money. Like I don't care. We're pretty decent money. I have decent money right now. I don't need more of it, but what I want to do is just create a culture of influence. And because at the end of the day, that's well, my life, like what I grew up on, what I experienced is, and I keep coming back to this, influence will always top money, in whatever reason. Influence will always top money. Whether it be music, whether it be art, whether it be in clothing brands or stuff like that. Influence will always, from my point of view, be more about money. So going back to my thing, I don't expect it to be profitable in the first couple of years, because I mean at the end of the day, it's not for me, it's for the community, it's for the legacy that I'll establish, that hopefully influences other people to create their own stuff. Because at the end of the day, you know, like, why live in a world where it's just interested in money when there's a lot of stuff like art, music, that can just be spread around the world, you know?
I understand, but for me, I don't know. Not that it's about the money, but it's about the lifestyle. Like, I know that I want to be financially free to where if I don't want to work today, I don't have to, and I could just go to Brazil or something, like do whatever I want. Obviously, like, yeah, okay, money's not everything, but in a way, it is a thing, because you need money to do certain things. And well, at least for me, like, I know that, I'm not saying I grew up poor, none of that, no, like, I'm grateful that I grew up pretty happily, pretty well. It's just like, I want to get even further than what my parents did. So it's like, I want to have a big house one day. Obviously, that's everyone's dream, but that's always been my dream. That's always been like a big goal of myself. So that's why I'm always working hard. I'm always not at work. Obviously, it may not seem at work that I'm working hard, but on the side, it's like I'm putting in the effort, the time, the money. I'm doing more things just so I can get to where I want to be. So as in, like, always working hard, and because I know I want my parents to have a better lifestyle. I want my siblings to have a better lifestyle, and then also obviously my family and kids eventually to have a better lifestyle, be financially stable, be free, and just live the life that they want to live.
And I don't know, like, I kind of agree with that. Like, money is a big motivator for me, not only just because like money itself, but what it can do for like my family. Like, my parents, like, they work hard, and again, like Jose, like, we're not like super well off, but like I'm grateful for what we have, yeah. And like my parents, they work hard. Like, I want to, hopefully, like, obviously the sooner it happens the better. Like, I want to retire them, like have them, even if it's like just them working like a few hours a day, like as long as it's an easy job or something, like just something for them to like I'll take care of like your food, like I'll take care of like where you're living, like if you want to make like your extra money on the side for like let's say clothes or like going out and stuff, like that's cool. But I want to know like I got their necessities done, and like obviously if I can more, like spoil them, like buy them cars, like that's more down the line. But that's kind of like why I do it, like it's for them. And obviously like I'm not gonna make myself out to be like an amazing person, like I want it for myself too, but they're definitely like a big motivator for me.
You know, going back to what you said, like to like be remembered, to have like your name sentiment, like well known. Like I feel like you need money, cause like how many like rich people like do you know? Like you know a lot of rich people, and you don't know really that many people that are in like the middle class area. You know, like the rich people, you know, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like all the rich people, and those people like are respected for like where they're at and how far they made it. So I feel like money does like play a huge part.
Going back to like goals and stuff, like what was it one I had in my head earlier? They're just talking about. Oh yeah. Like I'm not saying I got money like that now, but I'm not saying like that I have money like that now or that I'm rich or anything. No, I'm not. Far from that. But I mean, I've been working hard to where my mom's asked me for some things, and I've been financially okay to buy those things for her. So it feels good too, because it's like I've been putting in the hard work behind that. Obviously she sees it, but not as much as me, who's actually putting in the work. But me putting in the work, it feels good being able to be like, okay, you wanted that Apple Watch or whatever, let's go get it for you. You wanted the iPad, let's go get it. My grandma's trying to tell you, let's go get it. And it's like, it feels good being able to support them in just a small way. Obviously, this is small right now. Like, I always want to have their own house when they have their own car, etc. And it's a big goal. Hell yeah, it's a huge goal. But at the same time, you gotta aim big, or else there's no point on aiming, you know? So it feels good being able to provide those things now, because I told my mom, my sister, and my grandma, because those are like my 3 important people in my life. And I always tell them every day, like, trust me, give me time. I'm gonna give you guys the world. I'm gonna give you guys everything you guys ever wanted. Just gotta give me time. Like, I'm not saying give me 2 years, 5 years, nah. Give me time. With time, it'll pay off. I promise you. And I'm working hard to make that shit happen.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I have a pretty optimistic view about things. Like, I feel like as long as you're like here in the U.S. and you got like drive to do something, like you can do it. Especially like how you said now with like you don't need a college degree, like you just need to have like an idea, like the drive to do something. Like the limit for what you can do is like endless. Like right now, like we're like each of us, like we have our own ideas, but going based off of like what we can do in each of those ventures, like you branch out, go into other stuff, and like I guess like the expectations we have for ourselves, like in 10 years, they can be like, we can surpass it.
So, Erwin, you never told us what's the goal that you have.
Well, my goal, like, ever since like I joined in high school, I was in drama, like, and I didn't know I was really into it, but acting. I want to have or be in like a little like movie or like clip or commercial. Like that's something that I dream about. And but I also like do want to have like my own like Starbucks or my own like franchise. maybe that too. Just have like a franchise, you know, like just help out like the community, like, you know, have something there.
Okay. Cool. Thank you guys for joining our first podcast. May not be perfect, may not be good, but it's a start.
The hope is to keep it raw and unedited. We didn't know where we were gonna go, how far we were gonna go. I think we all exceeded our expectations, but I feel like this is a good start to a long journey that we're gonna have in this podcast. So I think this concludes the first episode of the Indecisive Show. It's been. Okay.
With the what?
Jared.
Jared, Jose, John, Eric, and Erwin. Signing off.
Signing off later.
Later. Have a good night.
Let's go.
It's
Have a
been
good night.
eight. What?
Uh,
We already
Later,
said
watching it.